The
So,
youths.
someone called me. Steven, I referenced a speak and spell like the oldest man. Like I was made of dirt.
Oh my God.
My body is an hourglass and not in a good way. Like it's just counting down the dust as it falls to my feet. I referenced the speak and spell online like a fool, Steven, like an old wrinkly fool. And this person, by the way, I will insult them slightly and like for fun, but they use an AI picture as their image. It's a picture of them
Mm,
that they rendered with AI to be their image. So listen, old, also other old person, you knew what I was talking about.
you
So
knew.
it
That's
takes,
why you were able to mock me, because you knew what
yeah,
I was talking about.
it takes
Dude, the
one to
last time I heard the word
know.
speak and spell was, I think, the Albert Einstein versus
Yes, yeah.
shoot.
Stephen
Yeah,
Hawking.
Stephen Hawking, yeah. You sound like Lolly having sex with the speak and spell. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
think of.
so
Dude,
yeah,
MC Napkins is so good, by the way. But anyways, continue.
no, but yeah. So I understand. I don't love the youths or the olds who reference me as an old in a bad way. I'm okay with being aged in a way that makes me wizened in some way, Stephen. All right. Anyway, we have issues. We are all a community of weirdos who have problems, much like you and everyone you know. I hope. So let's see if we share some of the same issues. Hello, welcome to We Have Issues. I'm Anthony,
I am Stevie Wildcard.
and every week my best friend Stevie Wildcard and I get together and we do our best to try not to age as we stare into the
Mm,
eyes of sweet, sweet
the
death.
Oblivion.
Oh my goodness, Steven. No, but if you're out there and you were recently like kicked out of your previous cult because you were just like, oh, I guess I'm too old or I guess I'm too creative or whatever. Welcome to your new
The Kool-Aid
family.
has no impact on my old bones anymore.
I can only drink so much of this Kool-Aid. I need a new flavor. We have it for you. We have it, and it's free and plentiful. But yeah, welcome to our weird little colony of people with issues. The issues that we tend to speak of are comic book issues, but also life issues. My best friend and I have been working on a supernatural superhero culty comedy comic book called Deathless. Steven, we tell people what issue we're on, what we're doing?
We are wrapping up issue 4 of our super awesome Deathless comic, and we are gunning for issue 5, and that will actually be the final issue of the series. Issue 4 is, we have to take a brief pause on the finalizations of it because we are working on a secondary project that has a
Yeah.
very tight deadline, but we'll still definitely meet the Kickstarter dates and all that. So but yeah, so Deathless is awesome. Douglas has gone on a journey these past 4 issues from, working at a call center to being possessed by an otherworldly, powerful being that normally possesses statues but found a flesh puppet instead. So they share this body and they're trying to stop the great evil, and he has progressed significantly. 3 stones, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to spoil anything, but
You
he's
can't
made some
spoil it.
progress through the stone crushing.
Yeah. He has. Douglas has been doing a fantastic job as the unlikely hero. It feels really good to be this far along in the comic, almost be done with it. Like, especially since if you're watching this and you're just joining us for the first time, you can check out the previous issues of Deathless. They're available on Kindle. They're also available on our website at waveissuespodcast.com. But it feels so cool to be able to like kickstart this thing and get it made and actually like be this close to getting it done. We have some of the cool merch. We have the box is printed already. The stickers are printed already. We're getting
Mm-hmm.
shirts are in the work. They're like we're working on that and then we're almost done. We have a few more pages to color, and then I'm going to letter everything, and I'm very excited about it. This week, Stephen, I'll say I went on a road trip with my wife. I was very stressed out
Mm.
after like last week and like trying to like very quickly get all that done like within a very short time, and I was like, I need a break. So I did not work on any like actual comic book stuff this week. I didn't. I'm not
That's
gonna
fine.
lie. Oh yeah. But this week coming, I will jump back into it. And probably, I'll do a couple of pages for sure. Like I'm getting
I
very
have page 3 of Bloodlust is completely inked. Do you still want me to send you the inks and then you flat them, or you want me to just flat them if I have the time to flat them?
Whatever you want. I'll flat it if you want. If you need me to flat it, I'll flat it. I mean, like I'll try to jump back and forth between both because I really
Okay.
want
Yeah,
to.
I'll send you page 3 then.
Yeah,
That way it just keeps the progress going on it.
'cause we
I already
don't.
have roughs ready for like the next 5-6 pages, so I
Nice.
just need to like sit
Okay.
and draw a lot. So
Yeah, for sure. All right, but that's what we did this week as far as comic books. As far as our other issues, Stephen, What do you have going on this week? You have anything that was interesting or stressful or
Tina
funny?
had a class on Sunday, so girls and I hung out on Sunday. Nothing too stressful. I had like off and on time to work on the comic. We've been Tina and I watched. What did we watch? We finished Fallout. I loved both seasons of Fallout very much. I thought that was. I know a lot of the. I guess a lot of the fans of the games are like pretty critical of the show, but
Uh,
as someone who never really played the Fallout
I
games much, I think the show's super fun and
I thought
like
I've only seen the first season
interesting.
of it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I've played like 3 Fallout games front to
Mhm.
back, so
The critics I see are definitely the type of people that critique the new Superman because they think Snyder's version is better. I can definitely tell
right.
it's the same people,
Yeah.
but it seems to be like hypercritical fixations on like what different like factions would actually do in the games versus
Oh,
how
God.
they behave in the show. It's very clear the show is like slightly campy for fun, like to make it more fun to watch. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh,
they didn't want to go full serious,
dude, we talk about
But
this all the time. If you're out there right now and you're on the internet and you're just like, oh my God, I'm gonna be mad about this thing. Just take 1 second. I beg of you, just take 1 second and be like, what is the intention of this thing, right? What are they trying to do here? Are they trying to teach me something? Are they trying to just generally be entertaining? Are they trying to stick very specifically to a narrative that already exists? What are they doing? And are they accomplishing it? And most importantly, is it for me? Like just because it has the
mhm.
Superman name, not necessarily for you. Even if you're the biggest, if you have Superman tattooed across your chest, there are hundreds and hundreds of variants of Superman. So
Mhm.
many translations and interpretations of this character who will persist. I promise. Way past we're all dead. Way past the time that when my hourglass is filled up with dust and in the ground, Superman will be flying overhead, saving lives and
Yeah,
making people's days
some
better. And
variation of it.
and that's yeah, and it's fine. It's not always going to be your Superman. It's not always going to be my Superman, but it will always be a Superman. There will always be stories to tell, and people will always tell them. Thankfully, so,
Absolutely. I do think the biggest problem with those is the same like we've talked about it before. Like I think people I've said it before, I think Nolan created an expectation when it comes to like everything needs to be dark and gritty like Batman, and like that applies to everything. Those same people are like trying to tell you that there's a really extensive deep plot in Dragon Ball, and it's like
right.
you get mad when Dragon Ball is camp like Dragon Ball always does. Like
Yeah,
it's literally just a fun series of a guy who always wants to better himself, and they're
yeah,
like trying to look for these deeper plot points, and it's like, bro, go watch something like Death Note or like
right.
Death Note's a
Well,
bad example, but you know what I'm saying, or Attack on Titan or something with like myriad layers of like
sure. And of
things
course, like
going on.
you can have different versions of that. You can tell a Dragon
Mhm.
Ball story that's about fatherhood or the relationship between a parent and a
And
child.
there are plot
And there
points that
are
are
plot
that good.
points like that.
There
Yeah, and
are,
that's why
but
I touched on that because you can always focus. It's all about like the perspective and level of magnification. If you focus on that, sure, you want to make that into a video game. 90% of Dragon Ball fans are going to be frustrated. You know what I mean? Like
mhm.
yes, we want to see the story, but also like sometimes you just want a fighting game because that's mostly what Dragon Ball is the
Mhm.
putting power versus power and intention
Dragon
versus
Ball is I can beat that guy,
yeah.
and then if I can't, I'm gonna be able to beat that guy. That's like the
100%.
it's
It's a
constant.
story of like resilience and growth
Hmm.
and faith in yourself, and it's great. It's a superhero story. It can be other things, but it's
Hmm.
so strange to completely deny that it can be one thing because you're so insistent
Hmm.
that it has to be another thing. Where it's like, come on,
This
guys.
one version of it, but yeah. So, in summation, I enjoyed Fallout very much.
Yeah.
Tina and I unfortunately have watched 3 shows that will all debut next year around the same time because we watched all of Invincible, we watched all of Paradise. Which have you watched Paradise yet? No,
No, not
we haven't
yet. I've
talked
been
about that.
Chris talked to me about that. Yeah, yeah.
I really liked it. I really liked that show. And then we watched all of Fallout, and it seems like all 3 of them are going to be back February, March of next year. So I'm
Oh,
like, oh, we're gonna have like 3 shows running all at the same time to watch.
oh,
So,
that's awesome though, dude. Okay, so
mhm.
well, speaking of shows, I'm not going to talk about it a lot because I definitely don't want to spoil anything for anyone who hasn't watched it yet. But there's a show called The Burrows on Netflix. Okay,
The
um,
Burrows. Okay,
The Burrows, yeah, and
sounds
it's like
already sounds
it's like
fun.
produced by the people who made Stranger Things. Not it wasn't written by them or exactly like they weren't the showrunners for it, but they produced it. So people were like connecting those things. It does have like a sort of sci-fi horror, like ness to it, and like an otherworldliness in a familiar world.
Has
Fish
similar vibes to Stranger
similar.
Things.
It's very Stranger Things-y without being Stranger Things for older people, not necessarily adults, mostly the elderly. Stephen, I will say I have gripes with this dang show. I was like,
Oh,
don't,
really?
I won't spoil anything about it. Like, I don't, like, I wish I could go into it just to be like, God, why? I will say one thing. I'll just give one quick complaint. Stephen, there's a 73-year-old, I mean, I'll say for the sake of the show, she's 70 something year old woman in a retirement community isolated from the world in this little community, the Burrows, which the whole show is about. She spends all of her time there, just researching things and like doing, like doing fun, like doing activities and just being an elderly person, right? That's her character. She's married. She has a whole life. She's also cheating on her husband and all this stuff. Steven, at one point in the show, she has an idea and she says, "Bet." Now, Steven, that's a
Now, is
good.
her character someone who tries to fit in with the
No,
youths? Okay.
and that's exactly where my brain goes because I was like, if she were a character who felt like I don't want to be in this elderly facility, I want to be out there because I'm young AF or whatever, and she starts like trying to use slang.
Pierce could say that. Pierce from
Yes,
Community could say
Pearson
bet
could-
in an
yes,
inappropriate way. Yes,
yeah, and it wouldn't work.
but
You know, it's
not this character.
yeah, but no, I mean, it just didn't make any sense. It was like it came out of nowhere, and it was like it basically felt like they were like this character would use slang. It's like yeah, I mean, she might. She was like not like super formal, but she wouldn't use bet. I don't even use bet. I'm not even an
I
old.
know of bet. I've
Like I
heard
know
of
of
bet.
bet.
I've
I've
seen
heard
it
of its work.
used.
I've seen it used.
Would
It's
never.
like
Tina says bet. Actually, Tina's bet. Tina's a
yeah,
bet person.
yeah, but not
Tina's
me.
character could do that,
Tina's
but not
character.
this character.
But no way, and certainly not a 7-year-old person in an isolated situation. In it, like it just made no. I was just like, it took me right out of it. I was just like, oh, okay,
Just
all right. And
sucked you
yeah,
right
and
up.
then there were a lot of other things. I hate to. If you like the show, awesome. I'm not gonna go and give it a 1-star review or anything, but like, oh my goodness, there were so many problems with this dang show.
And
It
those sound like correctable things too. I
it,
bet like there's things that totally
it
fixable. Like
all of the problems with the show were very fixable and like little weird holes that do ruin the show, ruin the lore. It kind of makes no sense generally. And they do this thing where they're like, well, we could fix it in season 2. You don't know the whole story. And I'm like, yeah, but I mean, come on, man. It's like there are the gaps that you've created that of like logic and sense for like these. I can't spoil it, so I don't want to give any specifics. But like, dude, the monster situation just made no sense, and it was bonkers. So like, but it is good. It's fun. It's like a fun bad watch. It was like a fun
okay,
silly show. Like, I mean, I enjoyed it. I don't. I enjoyed it for what it was, but it was very laughable, dude. Like I don't know how it exists and how it has a really good cast too. Like I mean, generally, like freaking Alfred Molina is the main character and he's awesome. Like Doc Ock,
really?
yeah, and he's so good.
Doc Ock is like the main. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's so good.
He's It's funny. I think it's because we were younger, but I just assumed him to be older in Spider-Man 2. But
Yeah,
the dude looks great for his age, and
yeah.
he's still like is definitely like he can still act and do obviously still act, but he can still very much. The fact that Willem Dafoe also did his own stunts in No Way Home is wild. Like it's so good.
Oh, yeah, dude. But yeah, but I've been watching
Some
that, or Carl's and I have been watching that, and I've had a really good week. I went on a road trip, and like we were reading this book around the road trip, and it was good, and it made me like excited to read again, which was neat because like it's been a while. I haven't really been reading. I was, I've been watching things, but I've been tired. But I've mostly been working on stuff. So I'm like coloring or trying to
Mhm.
write, trying to plan things, and doing stuff for work outside of work and all kinds of stuff. But it was cool. It felt good to like read. And then Steven, we went to a comic shop, and it felt so
That's
cool
so
because
cool.
dude, it was so there's this
It's always
giant.
fun to go to a comic book shop outside of your hometown. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? Like it's
dude.
great.
And it wasn't just you know how like we have like cool comics, which is like it's not a bad comic shop, but it's mostly like a card shop, or it's like they play games here and there are some comics here, but it's not the best comic shop, but it's our comic shop, dude. This comic shop, one of the best comic shops I've been to in my life. It was in Gainesville.
Really? Is it in Gainesville? Was it in
Yeah,
Gainesville?
dude, it's in Gainesville. It is, Steven. When you first walk in, there are like three huge sections of board games, like just all kinds of crazy board games that like you've never heard of that look amazing. Then you get into the gaming section where they have like Dungeons and Dragons stuff, like statues, all kinds of dice, all kinds of different role-playing stuff. And then they have an entire section where people are playing games. Then they have all of the comic books and then all of the
Oh
new
man,
comic books, all the other newer trades. Then they have an entire other section of just like older comics, like boxes to go through.
bagged and boarded.
Dude,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
amazing.
that's the moneymaker right there.
Dude, I could have spent literally my whole life in there. I could like if I died and afterlife was like, hey, you can just like go through this whole room. It's like the end of Indiana Jones where like, oh, we have our top men working on it. It's just boxes of comic books. It's just me working on comic. Like I could literally do that forever and then just sit down and just read those dang comics. Like I love it so much. They had to like pull me out of there. I was like, oh no, we're not here to do this. Like I forget. Like we're just here for fun for a minute. But this is amazing. How dare you bring me to a bug light? It's evil. But dude, it was awesome. I got some books. And speaking of new books, Steven, guess what freaking came?
What came?
Final Space.
Dude, I gotta check to see if I ever got like a thing. Because I ordered that too.
You're like, I'm gonna go get it. Yeah, dude.
Well, because I ordered it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever got a survey for it. What email would the survey?
I didn't get a
Because
survey.
yeah, you paid for it up front, right?
Yep, you paid for it up front with everything. So yeah, it should be arriving.
So it
any
should just
day.
be coming in the mail for me then.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, that's exciting.
So if you don't know, if you've never,
We need to have Olin on. We need to try to get Olin on again.
yeah, dude. If you've never seen Final Space, go check it out. Go find it. I'm sure it's streaming somewhere. At least the first couple seasons. Final Space was a hilarious, amazing, wonderful, deep, and just beautiful, and also just very, very freaking funny and original animated series by Olin Rogers, who's very famous on YouTube and did all these fun things, and also has like a ghost show that's hilarious called Haunt Hounds. Um, Anyway, we've had Olin Rogers on the show a couple times because he's very cool and very nice for some reason. Yeah, I would love to have him on, Steven, especially since we're working toward making a dang movie, and it would be nice to like talk to someone who's worked with actors, who's acted himself, who's like been in front of and behind the camera, who knows things like that. So maybe I will contact him. I'll contact Olin. We have Andrew Bowser, who I've emailed and contacted a couple times. So like hopefully we hear back from him again, because I was talking to him and then I haven't heard from him in a couple days. But I don't know. He might be working on his Kickstarter stuff because that just ended.
Got you.
So, but we'll see.
I know how busy you and I are, and we have we're juggling, and
Yeah.
these people are juggling even more. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Life
Dude,
is
so
busy.
yeah, I'm gonna reach out to them and we'll try to get them on the show so we can talk about filmmaking. Speaking of that though, Steven, let's talk about that for a second. So I want to make a movie, right? It's a vampire movie. For those of you who don't know, the story basically is a man is staying at his sister's house in an isolated area, and he gets bit by something outside, some sort of creature, while he's trying to take the trash out. He doesn't make it all the way to the curb. He gets bit, and he barely makes it back to the garage while he's bleeding profusely from his neck. And he thinks, it's a vampire. So he doesn't know what to do. So he calls the cops, and since it's a small town, there's only one dispatcher, and he does not want to send the only police in the area to this house for a vampire.
I'm this guy, right?
I think so, dude. I'd be like, let me
It's like the Clancy character, right?
Yeah, it's the Clancy character. So let me ask you, okay, how do you feel about acting? Do you feel confident doing it, or do you think we should try to hire someone? What do you think?
I'm good either way. If you want to do test runs to make things cheaper, you know what I'm saying, and like just
Right,
test me
right.
out, I'm definitely there to support. But if you'd rather me operate behind the scenes with you and help with camera work and like special effects and things like that, also game for that. So I mean, either
Yeah.
way, I don't need to star in this, is what I'm saying.
Okay,
I don't need
okay.
to be in this.
Like for me, the reason I wanted to ask Carly's brother is because I'm just nervous about being in front of the camera. First of all, I'm not a big fan of it, and then beyond that, I was like, if I'm the one acting, since I have no experience acting, so I feel like I wouldn't be a very great judge of like if I did a good job. You know what I mean? Like I was scared of that. So I have like my own like weird like insecurities with acting and stuff. So I was like, I don't know, if you don't want to do it, it's you don't have to. I won't feel like you're abandoning the project. I know you'll still help, however. I
Mhm.
just want to make sure. But
Like I
anyways,
said, we can definitely test it just to save us
right?
overhead.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
down, but I'm also complete. Like, you're not going to hurt my feelings at all if you're like, hey, I think we should get an actor to do this. And I'm like, okay, sweet. What can I do? Like, my cameraman, this guy. Am I holding boom mics? Am I designing stuff? Am I helping build costumes? Whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just here to support.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the idea of, like, we'll test it out. We'll just do it. Like that's something I really do want to do. Like once I write the script, I want us to get together and just literally do, like, like film it just for fun. Like film like
Mhm.
a really super low budget version where it's just like they're your scenes, they're my scenes, and we're just just do like a quick version. What were you thinking?
I don't know if you would even need something like this, and we would definitely have to like test it way beforehand.
Mhm.
But Cambria is actually surprisingly really good at acting. Like, and I'm not like just like being her father, but I don't
Mhm.
even know if she would be necessary for this movie. Like, I don't think she would. I think she's too young. I don't think you
So
need that age range. But she's actually surprisingly really good at like crying on command and like random stuff. Like, she's pretty strong. But once again, she's also you've seen her on a D&D campaign, and she needs to be
yeah.
like rounded in. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
Like, she can't be
Um.
taking liberties. But
So for this script, it's the guy gets bit by the vampire, comes in, he calls this officer. There is, aside from them, it's the only other people in the movie are there's the vampire, the
hmm
sister comes in at the end, and then there are I'm okay. I'm just gonna spoil this stuff, like, as because I want to be able to talk about this. So there are going to be other vampires that are the neighbors that the vampire turns into vampires.
okay.
So throughout the
So I
movie,
guess like Cammy could be like a daughter or something like that of some
so
other
yeah,
family.
that no, so that's what I say, dude. I'm fully expecting Atlas and Tina and the girls and my parents to literally like surround my house with, like, as a bunch of vampires. That's what I want to do.
Awesome.
Yeah. So like I want everyone that we know, who we care about, who wants to participate, to participate. Like I want to make it a whole thing. So this is what happened, right? So I was thinking, I was like outlining this, and I was like, okay, so here's my like logic hole that I was like falling into. I was like, well, if it's a vampire, and it bit him, either he's going to turn into a vampire or he's not, right? Those are the options. If he's not going to turn into a vampire, he can just wait for the sun to come out, right? Like I was like, why doesn't he just wait
Mhm.
for the sun to come out? Even if the vampire is going to come back another night, at least he's free during the day. They can leave, they can try to seek help, otherwise, whatever. So I was like, well, I don't want it to just be like a waiting game where he's like, haha, since I'm not turning into a vampire, it's just me versus this one vampire. I'm fine. So what I liked the idea that the vampire goes and bites someone else, but turns them into a vampire, like feeds them his blood or whatever, right? And then
Okay.
all the other vampires come. So the guy realizes, oh, I'm not going to turn into a vampire. I can just wait it out. I'm just going to wait till the sun comes and kills all these vampires. But then, Steven, because it's a small neighborhood where people know each other, the door starts to beep where there's a key code to put in the door, because one of the neighbors has an open invitation to come into the house at any time
Oh
because they're
no.
friendly. Yeah. So the thing is, so
The
yeah,
invite's already been there.
the invites have been there for a lot of these vampires. So what's going to happen is he's going to fight off this vampire and realize time is of the essence. Like, I don't know how many people around here my stupid very sweet sister has been letting in her house, So instead of like letting them all in one at a time, so he's like fighting them all, he sets a bunch of traps and invites the head vampire into the house to kill him. So the head vampire
So
gets
we're
in.
getting a little Home Alone action.
Oh, 100%. This is
Like,
Home
oh,
Alone with a vampire with an adult. That's 100% what it is. I wanted to do Jaws meets Home Alone with a vampire, basically. And like, I mean, a
that's
little bit of
amazing.
Cujo, I guess. But dude, I think it'll be so much fun. I'm very excited to write it. What do you think? What do you think a vampire movie or like a horror movie needs to be like entertaining for people? Like, what are the things? Because like I was thinking about it, and that's one of the reasons I wanted other vampires was because I wanted a way to have killings. Because like I feel like you
hmm
need more death, right? Like you need either,
you need like crazy, like over the top deaths. First of
yeah,
all, like something people haven't seen before, which is hard to
right,
do. But you know what I'm saying? Just like cool combinations. Like toaster in the face with like I don't
yeah,
know, just like crazy combination deaths that like, oh my
yeah,
god, he actually did that. Like, I think
yeah.
about Mortal Kombat when I saw Mortal Kombat 2 in
Oh,
theater. When which was it? Where I just like laughed because it was like so crazy. I can't even remember it. But there was like a fatality in that movie that made me like literally like go, oh my god, like that.
Mhm.
Oh, I think
Yeah,
it was when maybe it was when Liu Kang jumped
grab.
back and
Yeah,
pulled Kung Lao
that
onto his
was
hat.
that
Yeah,
was
I think I literally audibly went, oh, like that. And I'm like,
yeah.
you need like deaths like that. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like,
So okay, I
I
totally
think
agree. That's
fun deaths are
okay.
definitely a big part of the genre. I think I think a lot of horror movies do a really cool twisty
Yeah.
ending. Like I feel like you
Okay.
need like that cool like you think you know and then something like lightly twists at the end. Doesn't
That's
have to be,
I think the
but
closest
you know what I'm saying? It can't really
I think
go
the
ahead.
closest I'm gonna get to that is like you think, wait, and he's like on the phone, he's like, I'm okay. He's like, I'm gonna be okay. If they're turning into vampires out there, I was bit. I'm not turning into a vampire. I'm good.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
he like sits down and you got that like breath moment. And then you hear because I don't know if you guys so on my door, we don't have a key. We have a key like a number pad. So it's literally like I'll be sitting there and if someone just started hitting those buttons, I would cry a little. Like I'd be terrified. I'd be like, "Oh, I guess I'm fighting now." I don't like because like if you have a
Like,
key to your house,
battle music starts playing.
no,
Like, oh
100%.
shit,
Like
we already gone
Alexa, turn
that.
on back. Yeah. You're right. So like I love the idea, and I think that's the closest I'm getting with this as far as like a
That's a
turn.
good twist though, and that's like a pre-act 4 twist. I'm guessing like it's somewhere
Yeah,
like midpoint of the movie where there's like you think like oh he's solved it like see I knew like because how could the vampires even go in and then that's gonna happen and that's a pretty good
exactly.
twist. Yeah.
Yeah, because like the fear up until that point is I don't want to turn into a vampire. How do I kill this vampire? you know?
Mm.
But then once he realizes, oh, I'm not going to turn into a vampire. I don't have to worry about it. It's okay that I don't know if the silverware is made of real silver or not. Like I'm
Mm.
fine. But then
Not to like not to give you ideas, but that would also be a really funny death if he discovers that the silverware is not silver by like just stabbing this vampire
stabbing, yeah.
multiple times and then it does nothing and the vampire's like just like getting hurt. He's like, "What are you doing?" Like I don't know, something like silly.
But oh my god, yeah, dude, I'm like I'm nervous about that the mousetrap section of the Rube Goldbergian like mousetrap vampire killing section of it. But I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be like the most fun to
Mm-hmm.
like plan out once I get there. And I think I have some like I have a lot of experience because of Dungeons and Dragons, where I'll be like,
Mm-hmm.
basically, this vampire is going to go through a mini dungeon in this living room. And some of the traps, I think he'll roll a 20. Like, I think he's going to dodge some things by being a vampire. You know what I mean? Or like he's flying or whatever. And it's like, oh, I didn't see that crap coming?
The thumbtacks on the ground do nothing.
Exactly. Well, I was thinking about like his sister's earrings, because like they'd be
Mm-hmm.
all on the ground with like silver, she has silver plated earrings all over the place, so he just has this like trap of stuff, and then maybe it'll fall backwards onto them after the fact or something. But yeah, but we'll
Mm-hmm.
see. I'm not, there are a couple things I'm not sure about. Like, I don't know if I want to do holy water. Like, I do have a scene in the outline where like he goes online to get ordained because I thought it was very funny. Like it's very
Mm-hmm.
funny to like go online to get ordained
Get your
so yeah, because so you can bless the holy water and be like, okay, this only takes 15 minutes. This isn't as bad as I
What's
thought.
so funny about the thought of that is the fact that you're putting faith in the internet to give you
Yeah,
this faith that you should just
100%.
have. Like, you don't
Yeah.
need to do this at all. Like, if you actually
Yeah.
just have the faith in the thing that you're trying to do, that's a pretty funny joke in and of itself.
Yeah, dude. So I think I know there are like a bunch of these little gags in it that I want to do, but I also want to make it like surprisingly scary at times. Like that's what like that
Mm.
was like in the outline I'm writing down like this should be scary, not funny. This should be funny. And it's like trying to find that I know trying to find that balance is gonna be weird. And I think that's part of like where my fear is with like the acting and stuff, where I'm like but I know you. Like I know if I'm like, all right, Steven, this one we could be a little more serious and we'll like
Mm.
talk through it together. And like one of the reasons I'm excited to do it with you if you want to do it is that I know if we get it and I edit and I'm like, oh, that wasn't right. Steven, we have to go back and do that again. Like
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. That's what I was saying. Like, having one of us in it, say, especially if one of us
yeah.
is one of the,
Yeah.
like, not main, but, like, main side
Right.
characters, it makes it really convenient for reshoots and things like that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, that's super convenient.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm just like I have
You
to
film the big death scene, and then after that, it's literally just you work
Yep.
with, yeah,
Yep.
just a very
Yeah.
small pool of your friends to finish it up,
Yeah,
you know?
oh man, I'm like I do have like a design in mind for like the vampires and stuff. I'm very like I know we can do it. It's nerve-wracking because obviously it's a lot. but I know we can do it. So I'm looking forward to it. Otherwise, right now our focus is on freaking comic books. So Steven,
Absolutely.
what are you working on this week? What's going on in your life?
I'm gonna be grinding through Bloodlust. I'm aiming for like 3 or 4 pages this week at least.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
Because I just want to get these 12 done.
yeah,
Yeah, I
we
just
only
want to
have a
get
couple.
these done. I'm assuming he's probably gonna want bio pages too, or does he only want the 12
No,
interiors?
only the 12, dude. I mean, like, well, he hasn't said anything to me. He said the interior is just 12. I'll ask him tomorrow at work, just to double check.
I mean, in theory, we could just reuse the bio pages for the three, and then I would just have to add a bio page for Maggie. That's it,
Yeah,
really. So I
yeah,
mean,
that's true. It's really just Maggie as far as like good people. The other one is like the
mm-hmm,
succubus. I didn't name her because it's like she's dying, and
mm-hmm.
she doesn't need a name necessarily. I can give her like, her name is, Elizabeth or whatever the hell. Like it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter. Okay, so this week send me those inks that you have. So then
I
tomorrow,
I'm gonna send you three, and I should be
okay,
able to send you four by tomorrow.
awesome.
And then I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm gonna keep grinding. So
Awesome. So then Thursday, I like tomorrow I'm gonna edit this and then I have to do stuff for work. But then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I'll just work on like
perfect.
coloring as much as I can. That's what I'll
So
do.
Fridays sometimes Camden comes over to hang out, but he usually doesn't come over till 8:30. So I'll still, when I get off work Friday, I'll just continue to
Heck yeah.
work on it, and then yeah, I want to. Like I said, I really need to like I want to stay ahead of it, so that way I'm not like
Yeah.
freaking the fuck out like it's almost July 1st.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I do want to just get it done. That way I can also jump back into Deathless and finish, adding the cameos, because that's actually mostly colored. I think I'm shaded up to 14 or 15,
Ooh,
so that's mostly colored anyway. I just got to add the cameos, and then
heck yeah.
bada bing, bada
Oh,
boom. You
yeah, that's
know?
freaking amazing, dude. Speaking
Do we
of,
have all the T-shirt sizes? Do we have all the
no,
T-shirt sizes?
I'll get that this week too.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
No
I'll
rush on it, obviously, but I'll send that to her as soon as I know.
But speaking of Kickstarter stuff, my wife, KT Carlisle, has an active Kickstarter that's going live this Friday.
Ooh,
So if you're
ooh.
watching this right now, there are only a couple days left before her Kickstarter starts, and I would like please go out there and I'll post the link below. You can hit the notify me on launch button, and it will boost her in the algorithm for Kickstarter. So more people who aren't gonna make it this far in our episode will see it. So it is a it's a Kickstarter for her new book, which among us, which is it's a sequel to her book. I know what I saw, but it's also like a cool standalone story about this girl who has sort of like prophetic dreams. Like she kind of sees into the future a little bit, and she starts seeing these really spooky things, and then people she's close to start to die, and it gets very interesting and weird. And it's a wonderful story, and it's fantastically told by my wife. She's trying to raise money for a professional editing service. So this person
Makes
can go
sense.
and look through the book, so she has an extra set of eyes that are actually capable and human, and know what they're doing, and help her make the book into the best version of the book that it can be. And then once she's able to afford that, she can publish the book, and she's going to do it all self-published. And if you go look into Kickstarter, you'll see she has like hardcover stuff and all this awesome stuff. And just please like click the freaking link and hit that button. It would mean everything to me. Because yeah, she's nervous about it. I'm not as nervous. I think it's a really cool book, a really cool concept. She did a great job, and I think it's going to be awesome.
She's
All
got
right,
this.
she's got this.
And I will come out of my burrows to share on social, because I'm never on social media, but I will come out and I will make sure to share her Kickstarter while it's active.
Awesome. But that's what we're doing this week. Thank you so much for joining us. If it's your first time here, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can hang out with us every week. We usually talk about monsters and cryptids and ask weird questions of the world and talk about pop culture to some extent. I know it's a conversational podcast and some people think that there's no value in that, but we're here to, build a community, just share with people our various issues, and hopefully you'll connect with them. And if you don't, then that's fine. It's not the colony for you. Hopefully find Kool-Aid somewhere else. But we're
Mm-hmm.
very thankful to share our Kool-Aid with anyone who would like to, sip from this
It's
weird
dirt
stuff.
flavored, but it's good.
That's very true. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you for participating in any of this with us. And we really just want you to know that we freaking love you.
We
Stephen, what do you
love
think?
each and every one of you. Like, you guys are so amazing. You always are so supportive and so loving. Like the amount of views we get a week, it's so awesome, especially on the weeks I know that we're not promoting or anything like that, and I
Yeah,
still see like that good solid like 100 or so. I'm like, those are just awesome, cool,
yeah,
culty friends of ours that just support us each and every week and just love to be there for us, because they're just good friends of ours, and I'm just thankful for all of you so much.
heck yeah. Yeah, thank you all so much. Oh, speaking of our good friends of ours, before we go, our friends at the Don't Make It Weird podcast are back and they're making their show again. So go check it out at DMIW podcast on YouTube. I might have left 4,000 voicemails, so you'll hear me for the next like at least 6 episodes. Steven, here's the thing about me. When one of my friends says, "Hey, will you do this for me?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay, okay," and I don't know what to do, so I just do it. And so this is in my head. I was like, I'm gonna leave them like 13 options, and they can choose their favorite one. And they were like, "No, no, no, we're just gonna go like play all of them on different episodes."
Play
I'm
by
like,
play.
okay, I guess.
That's
But
awesome. Is it still? Is the hotline still the same? Is the
no,
hotline number still the same?
it's different. I don't know. I can send it to you, but it's on the
Just text it to me later.
yeah, I'll text it to you. But yeah, so and you should go call them. Go everyone. If you see this right now, go call the Don't Make It Weird hotline and ask them questions, or just tell them that they should watch We Have Issues podcast. Let's start a war. I'm just kidding. We love them. But thank you for watching us.
We need to get with them again soon. We need
100%, dude.
Soon.
I mean, we have new books coming out. We need to promote everywhere. We're bad at it. But until next time, I'm Anthony.
I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And this has been We Have Issues. We'll see you next week.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. I asked Tina, I said, Tina, because we've been watching Community again, and when I've been drawing and stuff, I've actually been watching it again as opposed to falling asleep to it. And I was like, what, babe, what Community character do you think I am? And she said, and she was like thinking for a second, and she said, you're definitely Abed a little bit. And then she said, and she was, I think you're Abed. And dude, this character, like, I was like, what? She said, you're like Abed and the Dean in one character. And I'm like, I'll take it.
She was going to say,
I love both of
I was like, I thought you were because you're always like, you're always like a joke.
Yeah, I'm always so bouncy and stuff. Yeah. I told her that she's like basically a little bit of each female. Like she's like Shirley. She's got like the motherly stuff of Shirley, but she's like bubbly like Annie. But then she's got that grit to her like Britta. Not that she holds like the same character as Britta, but she's got a little bit of all three of them. Yeah. But she said I was Abed and the Dean, and I was like, that's like the best combination I could ask for. I think. I mean, I would have liked a little Jeff Winger, and
a little bit. The cool guy. Yeah, I feel like I'm Oops All Abed most of the time.
Yep.
You know, I don't know. It's hard. Like I guess I feel like. I don't know. I think it's just like anything else, like New Girl, where it's like I feel like I'm in a weird amalgamation of every character in some way. But I guess most people probably don't, but like
you don't have the douchiness of Schmidt, but you have the eccentricities of him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the well, it's funny. Like I can relate to each character.
Yeah, very much. I don't love the youths. Okay. Speaking of,